left. Syracuse Orangemen in orange and dark blue. They're going from left to right on your TV screen tonight. Syracuse has been rolling of late in ACC play. Pitt really in a bit of a desperate circumstance to get themselves going with their ACC slate.
There's going to be an early foul on Lasse Dahl as Tim Berdarich hits the deck.
Going to be a fierce contest tonight, no doubt about that. Dom Berdarich down in the corner, battling it out. Dahl gets called for the foul.
And Berdarich is in some pain.
And maybe twisted an ankle on the way down. He and Dahl was sort of grabbing at each other a bit.
So 43 seconds into this match, and we come to a stoppage. Tim Berdarich, the German, 12 starts this year as a center back for this team. He's been a leader for sure for Ian McIntyre's Orange. Look at the left ankle here. Yeah, little twist. Jostling for position. I mean, it's an indicator, David, that battle 43 seconds into this match of what's going to happen in this game tonight.
Yeah, and he sort of looked like he stretched a little bit more than maybe his body wanted to allow in order to, you know, maintain his body position, and definitely looked like he was wincing in pain. So it's going to be hard for him to continue if he has indeed rolled his ankle. And look for that throughout the night if he is able to continue. Is he able to play at his normal level? But I'm sure he'll give it a go, being the tough kid that he is, but we'll see.
He might be able to continue. Looks like he's going to try. There's Ian McIntyre. 27th season as a head coach, 16 with Syracuse, over 250 career wins. And of course, the biggest line on that graphic, David, is the 2022 National Championship.
Yeah, great to talk to Coach yesterday, and I guess today as well, but always got a lot of positive things to say, and you always know that he's going to bring in a highly competitive outfit. So I am happy that he's been able to string some wins together coming in here, having a good year for Syracuse.
So Berdarich is up and moving, and he'll come back on as soon as this kick is sent off by Tomas Hutt.
He's in for a painful night, most likely, trying to play through that.
Nice ball ahead to Thorson. They whistle that offside. Official in the center tonight, Nikola Alexic.
Here you see Vilamitjana playing the through ball. Thorson just judged to have left a fraction too early.
You saw at the top of your screen there, Chimere Omese smartly tried to hold up. Saw the green space in front of Thorson and drew the offside call. But already so far, David, you're seeing from Pitt some direct actions with Lasse Dahl to start and now to Thorson as well.
Yeah, definitely getting after it, and we knew they would. They know they're in for a tough contest tonight. Syracuse is not going to come in here feeling sorry for Pitt, and Pitt's struggles. They're going to be thinking only of themselves and what they need to do to get a result here in Pittsburgh tonight.
Kasper Svenby was the intended target for Vilamitjana as he switched the fields. He throws in now. Svenby left the game in the 69th minute on Tuesday against Denver with what looked to be pretty painful knock to the knee, but it's good to see him out there starting in a year that's been embattled with injuries for Kasper Svenby. On the Mac Herman watch list to start the year, first team All-American last year, just hasn't quite been the year that Kasper Svenby has wanted to this point, David, and really for the entire Pitt team.
Yeah, I was thinking about that because it's kind of a similar story to Thorson in terms of not being ready to go when the season starts, you know, coming back from injury, and so you're not in your best possible physical condition coming into the season, and therefore you're always kind of behind, always playing behind, trying to find your rhythm, trying to get yourself not only game condition, but game form. And it's, you know, the college season is so short, so I think it's really tough to find your form during that specific 2-month window of the year.
You saw the graphic there of the offensive struggles illustrated this year. Of course, Vilamitjana being the most consistent so far with 5 goals to lead the team, but between Dahl, Thorson, and Svenby, from last year to this year, the year-over-year decrease in offensive production has been vast. Svenby himself with 10 points a year ago doesn't have a point on the sheet yet this year.
Yeah, and Svenby was the target there, and they were looking for a foul. Was Pitt, didn't get one. Disappointed not to have got a call there. But yeah, Svenby's numbers certainly down, but he had such a monster season last year, it was going to be really difficult to repeat it in any way, shape, or form. Here you see that play, Svenby's getting down the line. Leibold giving him a shove. Svenby looking for the call, doesn't get one.
And when Svenby's in his true fit form, he is tough to deal with. Looks like tonight they're trying to release him up the right side quite a bit already.
Yeah, Pitt hasn't gotten a lot of breaks this season. They haven't earned a lot of breaks. They haven't created a lot of breaks for themselves. And I think coaching staff will tell you that. So maybe tonight's the night they get themselves going, catch a break, create a break, whatever it may be.
His ball in for Darko, just out of his reach, and Pitt clears it away off a nice ball sent in from Jonah Leibold.
Syracuse looking to get forward quickly, targeting Darko there. He's a speedy player up top. He scored some goals.
Gavin Wigg to throw in, earning a start tonight, 7th of the year. This long throw in is punched out by Moxham. Leibold sends this one right into the hands of Moxham again.
Big long throw, causing danger in the Panthers box, but Moxham came up with it. It's interesting, you look at this big throw, Dahl really is not allowed to jump at that. Don't be surprised if you hear the ref's whistle go if that continues. Big throws are dangerous, you know, it's like having a corner, dropping one in the 6-yard box every time you've got a throw in the final third of the pitch, so definitely a lot of danger can be created there.
Vilamitjana took a shot, and foul call there.
Yeah, it's going to be very tight in the midfield, as we've seen a number of these ACC contests. Syracuse, we've come to expect it, just a really intense level of play. Part of what they're known for is their toughness. Absolutely going to bring it for 90 minutes here tonight. Pitt is going to have to respond, displaying their own toughness, their own hunger, desire to get themselves on the positive end of an ACC result here tonight. Desperate for their first win of the season in conference play.
Yeah, teams just going in 2 different directions. Of course, Ian McIntyre, it's crazy how the script can flip so quickly, though, David. If you think about where Ian McIntyre and Syracuse were at the start of the year, 2-4-2, everything's doom and gloom, to use his words. But the team has collected themselves. They've gotten some players back out onto the field that were injured to start the year, and since then they've been clicking defensively.
Yeah, I mean, wins change everything, and stringing wins together really just builds a massively positive feeling among the squad. We used to say winning cures everything, and there's, you know, no cure for it, no alternative. Just win, baby, as Al Davis would say.
There you go.
Coach McIntyre said that, you know, he knew he had something good after they had suffered defeats to Stanford and Duke, but he felt like they'd competed really well in those games, and he felt like his squad was poised to put together a good run, and indeed they did. Indeed they have.
Of course, that stretch of no goals allowed since September 19th. That win against SMU is probably their signature win of the year at home at SU Soccer Stadium against a ranked SMU team at that time.
Yeah, I mean, the not conceding is the thing that you're able to build off there. I mean, you know, not giving up goals is just a massive part of this game.
And Tomas Hutt, the goalie, has been a catalyst for that, wearing the captain's armband. Transferred in from Army back in 2023, and he's earned his time as he faces the first set-piece opportunity for Pitt tonight in the corner kick here. Crowd wants a foul in the box there. Bedore was shocked that he didn't see a whistle there as well. Now Gilman and Darko collide. This game has opened up, and it's already shown to be very physical.
Yeah, there's a nice recovery by Gilman there to get back and take that ball off Darko. Syracuse looking to build out quickly.
And they're going to review this, David. They're going to review to see if there's a foul in the box.
I'm going to be surprised if the ref changes his mind on this. I felt like he saw it well at the time and chose not to give the infringement right there. I mean, I could make an argument either way, because you see this 1,000 times a day if you're watching the game a lot. And the fact that he didn't call it at the time, look, that's a great interception by Gilman down the other end to stop Darko from getting it. So I don't know, for me, no penalty, but we'll see if the ref changes his mind and gives one. Nathan Scott did kind of extend his arms a bit, but you know, is that a shove in the back, or is that just a little bit of hand contact? To me, not severe enough to be a penalty.
Here's a look in real time.
You know, the question is, Wheels, is the age-old saying. I mean, he kind of has his foot on the ball, which leaves him a little bit unbalanced, but the saying would be, is that a free kick anywhere else on the pitch, right? If that happens here in the center circle, is that a free kick? And you would probably argue, well, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me.
In real time, it looked like one to me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, they called the foul earlier when Vilamitjana went down and there was less contact than this. I mean, this is an extension of the arm, right?
Yeah, it's not a penalty for me, but...
Fair enough. Long review here.
Yeah.
Tomas Bedore immediately looked for the call. Bedore sat out on Tuesday against Denver from the red card that he took last week against Stanford.
It was a tough red he took out at Stanford. A little bit of frustration, a little bit of naivety perhaps, but, you know, second half got away from Pitt a little bit out there in California last weekend. Pitt was really battling Stanford tough, really impressive Stanford team out there that we got to see Pitt play last weekend. At times they were able to just smother the Panthers and really create some nice chances.
We'll get a call momentarily. And they're going to award a penalty. And man, Jay Vidovich and the Panthers have to exhale majorly as a team that's been searching for a way to score a goal. Can't get a much better opportunity than this.
Well, there's the incident one more time. The ref has another look at it and judges that Scott has put his hands through his back too much, pushed him over, and awarded Pitt a penalty that Vilamitjana is going to take.
Vilamitjana, the goal leader, with 5. Pitt hasn't scored a goal in 356 minutes, stretching over 5 games at this point, including tonight. Tomas Hutt between the pipes. Vilamitjana to take it. Buries a goal for the Panthers. And for the first time in what feels like forever, Pitt has a lead at home, 1-0 over Syracuse.
Vilamitjana, the main man for this team, comes up big, converting the penalty kick for his 6th goal of the year. He has absolutely led this team throughout this season. He has been the main man for the Panthers. Continues to lead by example here. The staggered run up to the penalty kick. Waits for Hutt to pick a side and commit, and then just coolly and calmly goes the other way. Really nicely taken, very skillful by Vilamitjana to put the Panthers up 1-0.
And another look at the foul. Scott picking it up, Badore drawing it. It's the first goal allowed by Syracuse in 380 minutes, stretching across now 6 games, ending their shutout streak. And man, what a breath of fresh air that's got to be for Vilamitjana and the Panthers, David. We talked to Jay Vidovich today, and he couldn't say it enough. We got to score a goal.
Yeah.
First goal since the September 26th game against #1 NC State at that time. 356-minute span without a goal. And this is the 2nd time this year, David, that Pitt has gone over 300 minutes without a goal. This has been a season-long issue for them. But sometimes only one goal can open the floodgates, right? And that was something that we talked to Jay about today. You know, a moment in time can change the tide for everything.
Yeah, well, now it's just critical what happens next. You know, who scores the next goal in this contest? Is Pitt able to extend their lead, build off what they've just been able to do? Does Syracuse find a way back in? If they do, at what point of the game does that occur?
Ball ping-ponging around a bit in the air as Wiggs sent it toward the net, and Moxham is able to snag it.
As you mentioned, Syracuse hasn't conceded a goal in quite some time, so how do they respond now? The first major punch of this match has been thrown, been landed. The Pitt Panthers have just landed one on Syracuse.
Ian McIntyre knows that this is a tough place to play. Last time they were here, it went double overtime. The game winner by Guilherme Feitosa in a 3-2 game, an exciting one at that.
What is this overtime that you speak of?
Not a thing anymore.
That's a shame.
It's gone away.
I miss overtime.
But hey, in a short time, in about a month, you'll see it again.
Yeah. See, tonight's an overtime kind of night, too.
It is.
Lots of ties going about. I saw Duke is, I think, 7-0-5. Is that right? Well, they took a loss yesterday.
I'll look that up for you. 7-1-5.
7-1-5, because
Yes,
they
sir.
just got beat yesterday.
Correct. Ball into the box, Moxham there again. Some contact between Omese and Logan Oliver. Oliver comes up gimpy.
The 5 ties. 5 ties, Wills. Can you imagine?
That's a lot of ties.
Too many. Nice battle in the middle there. Grayson Carter. Badore getting stuck in. Finally, Oliver.
Oliver's had a nice recent run. Started the last 2 games, 83 minutes per game in those 2.
Boy, we're only 10 minutes in as well, Kevin.
Yeah.
So this has been a feisty start to the game. Penalty awarded, lots of action in the midfield. Challenges flying in, big throws, short corners.
Well, it's something that I think we maybe expected. Ian McIntyre told us straight up, you know, like, we're going to play on our front foot. We're going to pressure them. And typically when you see teams play Pitt, they either kind of sink back and put numbers behind the ball, or they just wait for a mistake from Pitt. And tonight, Syracuse has been pressing high.
Yeah, and I mean, Coach Vidovich knew what was coming as well, so all the cards were on the table coming into this. Jay Vidovich talking about how Syracuse, they put the ball on you, they play one-on-one, play off the foul, they got the long throws, very athletic, really a strong pace of game, dangerous on the restarts. They're going to look to stretch Pitt out, and Pitt's going to look to stretch them out, and so both teams are going to be looking to exchange punches throughout this contest.
Thorson thought Carter was going to be on that near touch line, but he wasn't there. Hutt boots it forward, sends it all the way down.
You know, I think for Pitt, can you put together a 90-minute performance, you know, from back to front? Can you shut out Syracuse tonight? Can you extend this lead? Can you control the game as much as possible?
Mensah sends it into the corner. Now back into the box, headed out by Oliver. Cleared briefly by Badore.
Quite the pace of play in this one also, Kevin. I've noticed early Pitt hasn't been as restrained and as possessive as they normally have been. Definitely a more open contest to this point.
And Pitt, as a possession-based team, when they get a lead, they typically hold on to it. Over the last 2 years, 14-1 when they score first.
Yeah, it's definitely been part of their issues this season, has been conceding the first goal.
And it's tough with their tactical approach to come from behind sometimes. The amount of possession that they have and looking for that final action that just hasn't quite been there yet this year. Corner coming for Syracuse. So Ernest Mensah Jr. will take it, the Xavier transfer. He's been a major addition for Ian McIntyre, an experienced college player, 52 career games at Xavier. Mensah sends it to the back post. Headed, still loose, into the back of the net for Syracuse. And we are tied up at 1.
Yeah, it got bundled in the back of the net off the corner.
Chimere Omese, third goal of the year for Omese. Member of the ACC preseason watch list, pops up at the back post and ties this thing up.
Pitt couldn't clear it away. As you mentioned, the corner goes to the back post, kind of gets scuffed about, but just lands right in front of Omese. He's able to just hook it home, scrapes it into the near post. Just stays with it and is able to scrape it in there.
And it looked like Oliver had a beat on that, but then the collision with Fortier kind of bumped him out of the way, and that gave enough room for Omese to bury it.
Yeah, it's a nice response from Syracuse after going a goal down on the penalty, and now it's going to be Pitt's turn to see if they can respond to conceding.
And all that talk we were just having about Pitt not having a lead in a while, they give it up quickly. Now it's Carter in space, but they blow that offside. Very open game so far, 15 minutes in.
Grayson Carter is not complaining about that decision, but I would love to see a replay of that one. You see here Carter down the bottom left of your screen when the ball is kicked. I mean, to me, he is not offside when that ball is kicked. You see the player in the middle there.
Sure.
Playing him onside, so tough break there. I'm actually surprised that Carter doesn't complain more, because he must have felt that he was onside.
Darko competing with Sorensen for possession. Sorensen smartly just gets rid of it.
I mean, it's so hard to judge the offside decision if you're AR. You've got to be able to pinpoint all the attacking players across the line while also looking back and paying attention to when that ball is played through. So it's a really tough position for an official to be in. You've almost got to have two eyes pointing in two different directions at the same time, and most people don't have that.
Throw into the box again. Comes out top. Leibold chips it in.
You see Syracuse getting numbers up for those set pieces, restarts. Got some good size up there. Pitt being tested defensively.
Really nice play by Wetzel to stop that ball and get it out. Now a goal kick coming for Pitt.
Well, we thought we'd see goals tonight. 15 minutes in, we've already seen one apiece, and something tells me it's not going to be the last of the scoring for tonight.
Moxham, a long kick to the opposite box, into the hands of Hutt. Hutt with 7 shutouts this year, leads the ACC, and that's the 5th most in Division I. Not the case tonight, as the Vilamitjana goal ended a 380-minute streak of not allowing a goal for Syracuse. Syracuse with an RPI of 61 tonight. Pitt's RPI coming into this is 68, so a road win is always good for your resume, but really at this point Syracuse is chasing the top of the ACC table, which is a completely different story than Pitt. The Panthers are just trying to get a win on the board in conference play. This is the deepest that Pitt has gone into a season without an ACC win since 2016, when they went winless for that year. It was Jay Vidovic's first season at the helm here in Pittsburgh, in that rebuilding project that he undertook, and had great success in doing that.
I was impressed that you asked him about that today, Wheels. So I give you credit for that. You asked a question to Coach Vidovic about what it felt like compared to the last time that he was winless in the ACC this deep in the season. And, you know, he talked about the fact that now he has a lot more belief in his side based on having a more capable squad. And so it was interesting just hearing him compare kind of the landscape of the league now, the landscape of his program compared to what it was like in 2016, where now they do expect to get results every time out.
Mensah going back post again on this corner, and it bleeds out the other side. Yeah, he said that, you know, it feels much different now than it did then. Of course, he took a program that really needed something, a big jolt and a culture evolution, and that's exactly what he's been able to do in his 10 years at Pitt, is make that culture evolve. And he's disappointed to this point that their process, which he's proud of this year, it hasn't rewarded them yet. But he's credited his players for sticking with it, showing up every day and continuing to work. This ball punched out by Moxham off the long throw once again.
Yeah, and he did talk about the hard work that his team puts in and the fact that it will pay off. And even if they don't necessarily see it pay off with specific results this season, he knows it will pay off, and maybe it'll be next year that it pays off. And right now, when you're in the middle of it, you're not playing that long game. You're not really thinking about next year, but there's definitely lessons that are going to be learned and created this year within this team that are going to help next year. So, you know, some of these young players have really learned a lot through this season to this point.
Thorson streaming up the right side. A nice tackle there by Garrett Holman. And it'll be a corner for Pitt. It went off the foot of Holman.
Yeah, and Holman thought this should have been a goal kick, that it went off Thorson. The AR is right there, though, awards the corner. So now to be Pitt's turn with the set piece, and they've scored a few times from corners this season, Vilamitjana in particular. Nice effort there. Yeah, I think it goes off Holman. That's a corner to me. What do you think, Wheels?
Well,
no comment, huh?
Yeah, no comment. Sent in by Carter. Loose for a moment, knocked out. I was going to say that, you know, the first time you asked me, I was right, and you were not. So this one sent over into the box. Comes out the other side. Vilamitjana trying to chase it down. He does.
What do you mean you were right?
I was right. I said it was a penalty.
Why do you think you were right?
That was the call. Does it not make it right?
So you think because the ref gave it a penalty, you're right?
In that instance, yes.
I still don't think.
But it is arguable, of course. It's arguable. That's the beauty of officiating. Can see it any play 5 different ways. Who was right here? Well, the proof is in the pudding, my friend. Penalty was awarded.
Yeah, you watch. You watch Man United Liverpool tomorrow.
Oh, sure.
And you tell me if that's a penalty.
I hear you. I was surprised because of the way the game was going
Yeah.
at that point. I didn't think that a whistle was going to happen there,
Yeah.
and they would award the foul because it had been pretty open to that point.
Plus, like, Badore's going away from goal.
Sure.
I don't know. Poor refs. Poor referee. Who'd be a referee?
Well, you've done it.
Sure.
I remember you told me that you think every player should have to officiate games.
Oh, 100%. Yes.
Adds perspective to the way they play.
Yeah. I mean, the best refs used to play, so.
You would hope so.
Yeah.
Have you ever played the game? Famous quote.
A couple of times.
Mensah pushing up the right side for Syracuse. Looking back post again, looking for Darko, headed by Svenby. Now a liner, also deflected by Svenby. Omese, the goal scorer, at the top of the box, fending off a couple of Panthers.
Syracuse definitely asking questions on the attacking end right now. They're really making Pitt work. Is that not a foul there, Kevin?
Well, this is the inconsistency of it all, because, but then your point there, if it's a free kick from that spot, is it a free kick from another place?
This right here. Is that not a free kick? See, I think the ref actually plays an advantage there, because he does put his whistle in his mouth, but. Looks like a long throw coming for the Orange men.
Wig to take it, headed toward the goal, and an easy one for Moxham, as Brdaric was on the other end of that header. Booted long for Moxham. Dahl and Thorson up top. Thorson combining with Svenby, a nice play. Svenby sends it toward the net, looking for Carter. Just out of his reach as he dove for it.
That was some nice build-up play there by the Panthers. Some of the better play that we've seen tonight. Some really nice link-up play in the build-up. You see here Thorson, lovely pass through to Svenby. He's able to steady himself and get the crossover. Carter just not quite tall enough to get his head on the end of that. Launches himself at it. Nice effort, nice intent by Pitt there on that play.
What a job by Svenby to thread the needle there to even get it into that position. 3 defenders around him.
Yeah, I think if you're the Pitt coaching staff, that's exactly what you want to see more of out there. I'm excited. The crowd on hand tonight. Decent crowd here on a Saturday night.
Credit to the crowd for not staying home and watching the Pitt football team against Syracuse. They come out and enjoy a different type of Pitt football team.
I was going to say, they are watching the Pitt football team against Syracuse. What are you talking about?
It was a layup, my friend.
We'll need to get some scoring updates from our friends down in the control room throughout the evening. Keep our fans up to date on things going on in other matches around the country.
Ball loose for Carter. Brdaric does a nice job of recovering. Carter was looking for Dahl, but he's had too much bend on that.
He wants that one back. He's apologizing to Dahl as we speak, letting him know he got it wrong. I think he looked up and saw Dahl and his eyes got real big, looking to pick him out on the far side. But he bent it in towards the goalie and wasn't able to connect the pass, but you could see the recognition there. Carter, the freshman, he's really been logging a lot of minutes this year. He'd love to help get Dahl going.
Dahl looked good on Tuesday against Denver, was probably the brightest of the attackers in that game. Dahl looking for Thorson, and Thorson just gave up on it, thought he was offside.
See, that one I thought he was offside, so I could see why he gave up on it. Yeah, Dahl's a really nice player. He's like a thoroughbred, you know. He's got such great speed and skill. You really look to unleash him down that right-hand side, unleash him towards the goal. I think if Pitt can get Lasse Dahl going tonight, it'll really help their overall objectives going down the stretch here.
Yeah, Dahl has started the last 4 games, played all 90 minutes against Denver on Tuesday, and a guy that really burst onto the scene last year. As we look at it once more, just too much on the inside of that foot. But Dahl's a guy they've been trying to get going basically since the middle point of last year, David. He burst onto the scene, had a bunch of assists to start the year, and then tailed off at the end of the year. And this season, just 2 goals and 1 assist, those 2 goals coming in the same game.
Well, I think Dahl's a little bit like Svenby, where he was almost too successful last season, where things came almost, I'm not going to say easily because I know how hard these guys work, but sometimes when you're in fine form, you don't necessarily think about why you're in fine form or how you got there. You just assume that it's always going to be there. And maybe that's not a bad thing, that confidence, or not really thinking about it too much.
Omeise, the turnover here in space for Mensah, cutting it in, and Oliver is able to get rid of it. Dangerous ball in for Syracuse, and they earn a corner out of it.
Oliver's really been stepping up for this team. Starting games, playing lots of minutes in central midfield, coming on strong. Big play there. Gilman with the wayward pass gets Syracuse going the other way, and they almost get something out of it. Mensah drives it across, and Oliver's there to cut it away.
Scott with the ball in. It's headed out by Pitt. It'll stay on this end.
Here comes the big throw again. We'll see if Dahl jumps up in the air at it. Let's see. Not that time.
Deflected by Carter, and that ball started spinning toward Moxham.
I think the refs give a handball here.
Yeah. It took a funky spin off the deflection.
Let's take a look at this again. Carter getting out there.
Off his elbow. He kind of did wing it out a bit right here.
Wow.
So Fortier to take it. Looking back post, headed into the air. Vilamitjana gets it out. Good amount of time spent on this end, David.
Yeah, Syracuse had some nice spells on the ball. They've really been asking a lot of questions of Pitt's back line. They've been forced to fight it away a number of times. A few unforced errors have given Syracuse a couple more opportunities. Syracuse scoring from a set piece earlier in this game. So looking dangerous from there, looking dangerous from their long throws. And of course that enables you to put pressure in your opponent's box more easily, more opportunities to do so. So I think they've really been putting Pitt under some serious pressure in their own box.
4th corner of the evening for Syracuse. Mensah already with an assist off a corner kick on the Omeise goal earlier. Bends this one in. Omeise back post again. This one goes out. We'll get our first substitutions of the night coming in. Bryson Rodriguez on. Scott will exit. Jonah Leibold will also leave. And Landon Darko headed off as well. Shaquille Ming on.
Number 9 came on as well, Wills.
Bright Nuternucci.
Yep.
Thanks for the heads up on that. Appreciate
Calvin
it.
DaCosta's been really getting stuck in. He's been battling really well with Arnau Vilamitjana in the middle there. That's been a battle I've had my eye on throughout this night. Calvin getting into it with Arnau.
DaCosta out of the NYCFC Academy. Started the last 5 games. Here's a ball up top now for Thorson, trying to control it. He gets control and puts it into the back of the net. Albert Thorson with a goal. And Pitt goes up 2-1.
Great goal for Thorson. Ended up taking it really nicely. That's going to do him the world of good, converting that. Pitt Ultras were going crazy about it. Look at this ball from Sorensen. That is beautiful. Straight through to Thorson. It's bouncing around on him a bit. I was worried he wasn't going to be able to corral it and bring it down, but he does. Catches it nicely finally. And is able to just smack it into the back of the net. Puts Pitt up 2-1. And boy, did they need that. What a response by the Panthers. What a response by Albert Thorson. If any player on this Pitt team deserves a goal like that, it's Thorson. He has been working all season long. Determination, absolutely on display there. Just staying with that ball, bringing it down, staying with it. Pressure from 2 defenders, and is able to get it past Hutt. Massive goal for the Panthers.
So the 2 guys we spoke about in our open that would get Pitt's attack right tonight have both scored for Pitt in the first half, in Vilamitjana and Thorson. As Oliver is whistled for that and climbing the back. Just the 2nd goal of the year for Albert Thorson, his 14th career.
But we talked about it in the open, the role that him and Vilamitjana have played with this team, and needing Thorson to help get Pitt going.
Ball loose in the box, Fenby trying to get rid of it. And a whistle on this end. Will be Pitt possession. Thorson had 2 really good chances against Denver on Tuesday as well. Was on the end of a Kaspers Fenby service. Tried to get a head on that ball to put it into the back of the net. Was just a couple inches shy of making contact. And then a great shot from right at the top of the box that was just inches over the crossbar. But tonight he gets on the board, and that's got to feel great for him and the Pitt team, obviously, coming into this night being on a scoreless drought. But even more so for Thorson in the case that last year, after the Vermont game in the NCAA tournament, he didn't step on the pitch again until training camp of this year. Was nursing an injury during that time, and it's taken him some time to get his fitness back. But now that he has, Jay Vidovich lauded his performance this morning when we spoke to him and just said what a great job by him to work into the season and continue to grow despite not being on the field for months at a time.
Yeah. I mean, his work has been incredible, but also I think when you're a goal scorer and you're kind of putting your game back together after an injury, the goal scoring is the piece that comes last, right? So it's been a journey for him to get back and get himself back on the score sheet and be the number 9 that this team needs.
See, the first half of the year was just about 40 minutes a game, was up and down, trying to get his form back, and in the last 7, he's up over 80 minutes a game.
Yeah, we saw a lot more of Marco Silva in that 9 position earlier in the season, but we haven't seen as much of Silva down the stretch here for Pitt. That's a nice space Fenby's getting into there. Comes down underneath into the midfield, comes across. I mean, that's Fenby, you're right back in like an attacking position up on the left side of the line there. Here he is, comes back down into the midfield to find it again. Fenby.
And able to stop the run as well.
So I think we've seen a bit more of the Pitt of old here tonight. Strong, scrappy performance, matching the effort of this Syracuse Orange men's side.
And Syracuse, to their credit too, David, they have taken it to Pitt in this first 35 minutes or so. They've played on the front foot.
Yeah, 100% Syracuse has come to play. Put a lot of pressure on Pitt at the back. I think that's really one of the things that's most positive about that Thorson goal, is that Pitt survived, you know, a decent period of pressure from Syracuse before that goal. And I think that's the type of goal that changes momentum of games. If Syracuse is able to capitalize on that run of play and having that spell of possession, they get themselves up 2-1, different ball game right now. So obviously goals change games, and Pitt withstanding that pressure and then getting the leading goal themselves, it's massive.
Syracuse with 3 straight ACC wins coming into this match. At Cal against BC, and then last week their signature win against number 25 SMU. Again, the first time that they've done that, 3 consecutive ACC wins since they won the national title back in 2022. They haven't won 4 straight ACC games since 2014. Something they're trying to do tonight as they sit with 9 points in conference, 6th in the table. A win tonight would push them into a tie for 3rd with 12 points. And Pitt just looking for their first ACC win of the year. A team that was picked 3rd in the conference to start the year. Just wouldn't think that they'd be at this position this late in the year, but the season goes by so quickly, David. There's only 3 games left.
Yeah, I feel like the season has absolutely flown. Maybe it's the fact that it's still summer-like weather right now in Pittsburgh, and we're all a bit thrown off by that. I mean, what was it, 75 degrees today in the Berg?
Yes, sir. Gorgeous day.
Look at that ball through to Svenby.
Svenby in space, off the service from Wetzel. Now Thorson looking for the shot, and it's stopped by Hutt. Wonderful play to track back by Hutt and get a hand on that. Thorson can't believe it.
That's an incredible save by Hutt. It was a great break by the Panthers. Look at this play here. Badore out to Wetzel. Look at this pass by Wetzel. Threads the needle through to Svenby. Dahl's after it as well. Ball goes across to Thorson. He doesn't bury it enough. He places it rather than power, and Hutt is able to get back and get a hand on that. What a great save.
And Berdaric kind of takes his feet out from under him.
Thorson definitely took a whack on the way down as well for Hutt. That's a great save. Potentially game-saving save to keep your team in it. Thorson's going to want that back. Coach Vidovic may well be lobbying to see if the ref's going to have a look at this to see if there was a foul on Thorson.
So they will go to the monitor.
Wouldn't this be something if the ref gave Pitt another penalty kick?
Almost in the same spot. What do you think of this one?
I'm going to want to see it one more time, but I know our crew's on it. Jay fired up.
They are looking to see if there is a penalty from the Berdaric slide on Thorson.
Here we go. There's the ball across from Svenby. There's Thorson. Yeah, I'm not sure you're getting a penalty for that.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Well, maybe I'll take the other side of it then if you're going that way.
That tends to be the way it goes. We should just see our way out of determining these.
Contrarians.
Just let it be. It's no surprise you just automatically take the opposite side of what I say. Long review once again. The first time we had a review tonight was a foul on Badore in the box. Long review, and it eventually awarded the penalty, and Vilamitjana was able to bury the penalty kick for the goal.
I think the bigger issue for me is Thorson has to hit the left side of the goal.
For sure.
I'm all about like far side, far panel, but in that case, the goalie's coming from that side. Let's see what the ref says. No penalty. You were right, Kevin.
That's
right again.
Yep. Well, that's what you get for being a contrarian. So Carlos Zambrano is going to come on here shortly. Zambrano with a beauty of a goal against SMU, his 4th of the year after having a hat trick against Colgate earlier in the year. Here's that goal against SMU. What a gorgeous goal it was.
Oh, that's nice. Little dippy action on that thing. Gives it a whack. That's one of those you just know when you hit it, it's coming back down. Either that or you're never seeing that ball ever again.
Here's a Pitt corner. This one sent into the box, punched out by Hutt. And now Zambrano will enter the game. And Anders Bordoy will come on for Pitt as well. Ian McIntyre said he doesn't necessarily have one standout guy to kind of rely on and score goals. It's more of a scoring by committee approach, but he's been really happy with what he's seen out of Carlos Zambrano so far this year.
Yeah, it looks like they got a number of kind of interchangeable parts on the top end of the pitch. Zambrano, we've seen what he's able to do, but also some of the players have been able to bring on. They got a lot of speed up top.
He really likes Bright Nuternucci up top as well, along with Bryson Rodriguez. Those two were a great combination in the SMU game. That's who we see at the top of their formation now. Foul on Nuternucci.
He did a good job there getting after it, putting pressure on Wetzel. Ultimately, the ref judged him to foul Wetzel, but definitely putting pressure on the defense.
Nuternucci, a transfer in from Grand Canyon. This ball looking for Anders Bordoy. He can't find the space. Nice job by Mensah to track back, and here comes Syracuse the other way.
Yeah, and you see how quickly Syracuse looks to get forward. After getting it in the goalie's hands, they came out quick, but now Pitt's one possession back.
Bordoy with space on the left. Sends it in, right into the hands of Hutt. Had Thorson coming on the back post.
Nice little run by Bordoy, though. Getting forward quickly, getting the ball into the box.
Zambrano, Nuternucci combining.
Bryson Rodriguez been a bright spark for Syracuse this season as well, number 11. I know he's contributed in a number of ways.
These are the Turks. There's 4 pieces.
Ref trying to tease the ball out.
Nuternucci keeps it in. Maybe he doesn't.
Syracuse almost getting a break there. Sorensen kind of jammed it up the middle, and Syracuse jammed it right back up the other way.
Out wide for Jackson Gilman, the captain. With a head of steam, looking for Bordoy now. Up the left wing. Mensah tracking this one, loose in the box. It's still loose. Hutt able to snag it. And here comes Syracuse quickly again.
Yeah, You see how open the game is. Again, Syracuse getting out and getting up quick. Pitt finding ways to win it back and get going the other way. Definitely everyone's spread out on the pitch. Lots of room to be had. Sorensen charging through the middle right now.
It's not something you see often.
No.
Just saw a space and took it. Was trying to combine with Dahl.
Well, DaCosta's kind of just been shadowing Vilamitjana around there.
Off the foot of Mensah. Moxham letting it loose up the side. Bordoy tracking back. Moxham chooses to send it out. Some pressure from Syracuse.
See, now there, normally that's just, you know, an unfortunate turnover that leads to a throw for the other team at midfield, but that's just entering the final third. And now you can see Wiggs going to come over here and launch a 40-yard throw into the Pitt box. And so a relatively meaningless turnover, knocking it out of play by Moxham, has become a set-piece opportunity for Syracuse. Look at this ball getting launched towards the penalty spot there.
And that's the weapon of having Gavin Wigg in there. Strong shot from Nuternucci. It's blocked at the top of the box.
And again, that's that long throw threat.
Syracuse has a number of ways to score.
Yeah, I mean, it is defendable. It's not, you know, it's not something that's just gonna get a goal for Syracuse every time, but it's a danger and it's a different look, a different approach to a set piece than you typically see.
It makes them dangerous even on plays like that.
Yep.
Whereas typically, you know, you see a short throw and a build-up from that spot.
Yep.
And Jay Vidovich noted that this morning when we spoke to him. He knew that they would bring a number of different ways to challenge the Pitt back line and defense. You can see Jay Vidovich tonight extra fired up. He doesn't like losing, that's for sure. And the way things have been going, he needs a win badly.
Yeah, he'll be desperate for a win for his team.
You got to be happy with the effort on both sides.
Yeah,
through the first 45, and it's been exciting.
I think coaches will be thrilled with the effort of their teams. I think that have been as advertised. Obviously, Pitt's on top right now, but a lot of games still to play.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
What a first half it's been here in Pittsburgh at Ambrose Urbanic Field. Beautiful night in Pittsburgh. 70 degrees at kickoff. We've had fireworks so far with 3 goals in the first 45. Albert Thorson and Arnau Vilamitjana getting
streaked themselves.
Saw Chimere Omese, the goal scorer for Syracuse, starts the half on the bench.
There was definitely a lot of talking points in that first half, a lot of physical play, a lot of good attacking play. Referee having some decisions to make. We saw some of what Syracuse threatens with their set pieces, the long throws, the corners. They scored their goal from a corner. I think for Pitt, we saw flashes of Lasse Dahl's impact and Kasper Svenby's impact. They have returned for the second half.
Jonah Leibold into the box looking for Darko. Batted around now toward the midfield.
Yeah, I don't see any changes for the Panthers going into this second half.
Number 6, Ivan Irambambazi, came on in the first half for Syracuse. He stays on to start the second.
Ivan's a nice looking player. Right now you can see he's matched up with Vilamitjana.
Offside.
So Ivan's given DaCosta a little bit more of a break. It was DaCosta who was shepherding Vilamitjana for much of that first half. Vilamitjana scoring the penalty kick goal to get Pitt started tonight.
That goal ended a 380-minute stretch for Syracuse where they had not allowed a goal. It was over 6 games if you include tonight. Riding a 4 shutout streak into this game. Just catching fire at the right time, Syracuse has. After starting 2-4-2 at the beginning of the year, it was doom and gloom up in Syracuse. Concern. A loss to Duquesne highlighted that. But in the last 3 ACC games, at Cal, against BC, and then the win over SMU last week. First 3-game stretch of ACC wins for Syracuse since 2022 when they won the national title. Here's a ball up top now for Vilamitjana in space. Chips it over the keeper. Arnau Vilamitjana adds a 3rd goal for Pitt. And his 2nd of the night.
What an absolute beauty of a goal this one is. Absolute class from the Pitt Panthers. Vilamitjana took it with absolute skill and aplomb. Watch the build-up play here. Gilman. Thorson is able to find Grayson Carter. And watch this pass through. Beautiful lead-on play. Vilamitjana just lobs it in over top of the goalie. Cool as you like. Look at the touch of that young man. And Pitt's leading scorer continues to build on his outstanding goal-scoring season.
7th goal of the year for the Spaniard, and a brace tonight. Now 17 points on the year to lead the team. Vilamitjana at the end of last year, David, very consistent all year, but he started the point production late in the year. Had 5 points in the NCAA tournament on the quarterfinal run. Last year had 5 goals. He's eclipsed that for a career high now with 7 on the year.
That's an absolute beauty of a goal for Vilamitjana, showcasing everything about him as a player. Has the finish just measured out. I mean, to have the skill and the poise to be able to lob the goalie in a match like this. So much on the line.
Foul in the box, it'll go the other way.
It's a really critical time for both teams. For Pitt, you cannot concede and give Syracuse a way back in this game, especially not right now. We talked about how goals change games, and that little bit of insurance for Pitt will put them at a little bit of ease, but it's not going to finish the job.
Carter with space again in the box. Takes a shot, blocked there by Berdaric. And cleared out eventually. This is Pitt's highest scoring output since September 8th against Butler, when they scored 4 on the Bulldogs on this field. In their last 8 games, they've only had 4 goals. They've almost matched that total in 1 game tonight. I think that was the feeling going into the Denver game as well, David, when Jay Vidovich and the staff thought, okay, you know, we're a moment or two away, we're an inch or two away from a goal and things kind of turning around. And tonight, the PK might have been able to do that for them, as we've seen now 2 goals in the run of play.
Yeah, I think what the penalty did was ease the nerves a bit. You know, it allowed them to get the lead on someone instead of playing from behind.
Darko with a ball up top now. A shot from Syracuse and a goal. Michael Aqua, fresh into the game, puts a goal in for the Syracuse Orange, and it's 3-2 Pitt now.
That's a massive goal for Syracuse to get right back in this thing. Let's take a look at it again. Dahl loses the ball. able to burst his way through. Great finish. Finds the ball at his feet, slides it home.
And
Aqua, really nice finish.
We're going to have another video review. So they're going to look at potentially Aqua being offside. As of now, the goal stands, and it would be Aqua's first goal of the year for the transfer out of the NAIA. Had a team-high 6 assists last year for Syracuse.
And I had Aqua highlighted on my stat sheet because while he's not at the top of the stat sheet, something that's interested about him is he has, coming into this game, he had 26 shots on the season, and that's a lot. So we see right here, maybe they're looking to see if there's a foul right there, but here the potential for offside. I do not think he's offside. You see there, you can see the line across the pitch where Sorensen's feet are right there.
Yep.
Compared to Aqua. I'll telestrate that, but my telestrator appears to have disappeared from the commentary booth. See right there, I think he's still onside. So this is a good goal in my book.
I would agree.
But I'm running at about 50% accuracy tonight. Like most refs, most nights.
Another long review.
Ian McIntyre looks like he loves video reviews, doesn't he?
Don't we all? We should really just play the Jeopardy song every time.
Yeah. What's he going to say? Good goal. Good goal. They're lining up to do a kickoff, so I'm assuming that's what that means. Good goal.
And it is a good goal. So Aqua, his 27th shot of the year, gets his first goal. And it is 3-2. Back in the game are the Orange.
Yeah, back in the game of the Orange, and if you're Pitt, that's just a gut punch. I mean, you cannot concede a goal like that right after you've gone up 3-1. You have the opportunity to really solidify this game, solidify this result. Now you've just given Syracuse all the incentive they need to keep fighting till the bitter end.
And so looking for Aqua again here, and Wetzel heads it out briefly. A shot on net, stopped by Moxham, and the follow is over the crossbar and out.
Oh, a couple good chances there for the Orange.
Darko is humming around the 6-yard box, looking for an equalizer.
Mensah streaming forward down the right-hand side, gets it in the box. Wetzel clears it away, but still the shot comes in. Darko going after the rebound.
Pitt wins the throw deep in the attacking end. '51st minute at Ambrose Urbanic Field. We have 5 goals in this match. It's been a wide open game, very exciting. This has the feel, David, to me, of a game that's probably going to have at least one more goal in it, maybe 2.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Got a 5-4 kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Vilamitjana now sitting on a hat trick, so we'll see if he pursues the third with great intent.
Carter chips it in, looking for Vilamitjana, but his header goes over the crossbar and out.
Could have been the third right there.
Yep. Couple of goals already for Vilamitjana. Carter's looked bright tonight as well.
Yeah, that's a nice ball in by Carter there. Finding Vilamitjana's head, but he can't quite turn it in. But quite the threat, Vilamitjana, and we've seen Pitt getting the Syracuse penalty area a lot of different ways tonight. They seem to have quite the attacking urgency to their game.
Bateray goes down. Shot totals at 8 apiece so far. Both teams with 5 shots on goal. Mensah defending on Carter. This ball goes across the end line. Be a goal kick.
Yeah, that was a nice battle over there down on the far left-hand side. Grayson Carter, you know he's going to leave it all out there. Proven to be a real menace out there on the pitch. Great motor on him.
True freshman is Grayson Carter out of the Real Salt Lake Academy. Started the year coming off the bench, but he's made 10 straight starts now and really earned the respect of his teammates and the coaching staff. And he's played 90 minutes in 5 straight games coming into this one.
Yeah, the coaching staff, they like his makeup, they like his personality. Obviously, they like his game. Gets after it, great feet, great vision, good soccer IQ, and so you can see why the coaching staff are so fond of him.
Good chip by Fortier, trying to combine with the top line. Can't do it. Mensah combining with Scott now. Scott sends it in, booted out by Sorensen.
That was a good attack by Syracuse. You saw they won the ball back from Pitt really quickly and were able to build a nice attack in possession. Now they maintain the ball in the final third there. We got the big throw coming again. Wiggs about to hurl it in. Need a tracker on this thing to see how far it goes.
Fortier tries to get on top of a shot. Able to keep possession and get it out to Leibold now. Up and out for a goal kick.
Oh, Dahl was bursting, looking for Moxham to hit him quick there from the goal kick, but they didn't quite make the connection. Syracuse had nobody back.
Forward for Darko. Good possession in the last few minutes here for Syracuse. Left back for Fortier, taking a shot. Logan Oliver slides in front of it.
Syracuse doing a good job of pressing and winning the ball back there in the Pitt half. Not letting Pitt get out their own half with the ball.
Syracuse came into this game with a .667 GAA. It's good for 4th in the conference and 18th in Division I. Really good defensive team. Tonight they've allowed 3 goals after shutting out 4 consecutive opponents. Opponents averaging just under 10 shots a game. And the 7 shutouts on the record of Tomas Hutt. It's good for 5th in Division I.
Yeah, the only other team other than Pitt tonight to score 3 on Syracuse is Stanford. And they're at the top of the national polls. So Pitt with a great offensive outburst tonight. They have to be able to see it all the way through. They have to be able to earn a result tonight. We'll see if this contest has more goals in it. Certainly it's been a bright attacking contest so far. Pitt throwing punches, Syracuse throwing counter punches. Both teams showing a great willingness to get forward and put pressure on their opponent.
It's been 4 years since these teams have played on this field. Last year, Syracuse took a 2-0 win in the regular season finale up in Syracuse. Seems silly that these teams haven't played more frequently considering how close they are.
Yeah, it's a good rivalry too.
Goes back to the Big East days. And the games are always close and hard fought. Here's a ball up top for Thorson. He's looked like he was to be onside, but Hutt came up off his line to get rid of the ball.
Yeah, the flag definitely stayed down, that's for sure. So we'll have to believe that Thorson was onside and had a legit play on that ball. He just couldn't quite get to it. Pitt doing a little bit more to manage the game now, you feel. Slowing things down just a tad, a little bit more possession-minded, it seems. You can feel a bit of a slower pace now. But there's a long way to go to milk this clock down.
Free kick coming. Into the box, there's Tomas Hutt. Loose for a moment. Now top of the box. A shot and deflected out. Grayson Carter had that screaming for the net.
Yeah, and it was Broderick that was able to head it away. A key play there.
Broderick on the ball again. Syracuse gets rid of it.
I think that was Broderick again on for the third time for the clearance. Hutt, his hands were not secure on that occasion. Carter was able to get the shot off. Yeah, it was headed away.
So the 3 goals for Pitt tonight has tied as many goals as they had in ACC play coming into this match. They had 3 in ACC games coming in. One of only 4 teams in the conference to have 3 or fewer goals in conference play. They've doubled that total tonight. Vilamitjana pinned into the corner.
And I think for me, Kevin, that just makes it so important that they get the result tonight.
With the header. Sorry to interrupt you there. But a nice chance from Vilamitjana keeping possession and combining with Thorson.
Vilamitjana twists his way out of trouble, was able to get the crossover. Thorson, he'd like to score another one as well.
And it's those two again, the catalyst for the whole night. But it is essential that Pitt gets a win, of course, as you were saying.
100%. And I'd say you got to win 3-2, but I'm not sure it's going to be that straightforward.
Onside for Dahl, he keeps possession. Slotted into the center, looking for Svenby. Svenby takes a poke, and it's knocked out.
Yeah, there was a lot of bodies in front of the ball there, stopping Svenby from getting a clear shot on goal. Pitt was knocking on the door.
You can sense, David, as Pitt approaches the final third, as this game goes on, they're playing a little bit more free than we've seen in previous games. And, you know, maybe that PK and a couple of goals, it just gives you that confidence to start taking shots that maybe you wouldn't play if you're playing a little bit tighter like they have been in the last few games.
Yeah, it feels like they're playing with some good confidence today. Obviously, scoring the goals is only going to help that build. I think they're looking to close this thing out. They wouldn't mind scoring again, but Syracuse is bringing on some burners up top that are going to look to challenge the Panthers and get this thing evened up at 3.
So Aqua scores a goal and then exits. DaCosta's back on. Omese, the goal scorer from the first half, is on again, as well as Bright Nuternucci. This flick on from Thorson goes nowhere. Be a goal kick now for Hutt.
Thorson couldn't quite get that cross under control. Couldn't direct it on goal. He's been good tonight though, Bright. Got himself on the score sheet.
Backheel touch from Carter. Earns the foul. Syracuse picked 11th in the ACC to start the year. They find themselves now in 6th with 9 points. A win tonight would leapfrog NC State and Duke in the standings. Not them with Virginia, trying to get themselves 12 points on the year. They have work to do, though. Pinned in their own half now. Sorensen again, left-footed, sent it in. Oliver, now Vilamitjana! Arnau Vilamitjana, hat trick! Pitt goes up 4-2. And an onslaught of goals has come for Pitt.
Arnau Vilamitjana doing what he does, leading this Pitt Panther team, scoring his hat trick. Pitt's 4th on the night. Sorensen plays it over. It got a flick. It lands with Vilamitjana. He's able to swing through with the left. Everyone looking over to see if it might have been offside. It's not. It's a good goal. See there, maybe Oliver with the flick. Vilamitjana brings the ball under control. It is Oliver with that slight flick. Great replay. Vilamitjana controls it with the right foot, bangs it in with the left, looks over. Good goal, onside, 4-2 Pitt.
Well, hold your horses though, David, because they are reviewing this again.
Looking at the offside. As of now, it stands as a hat trick for Arnau Vilamitjana, first of his career.
Looks like he might have took a whack in the side for his troubles as well. So we're going to see if the flick, if he's offside there. So Vilamitjana is 14. He's in there. It's Fortier is 26 for Syracuse.
That's tough.
Not sure if we have another look.
That's a tough one.
I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm going to go get my telestrator out of the cupboard, Kevin. I mean, there are lines on the field. I right after the goal went in, I watched the referee who was looking at the AR, having an extensive conversation, and you could tell he was asking him questions like, you know, was he good when the ball, you could see right there on that replay, the ref's just looking straight at the AR. So obviously at the time, the AR says that's a good goal, and we'll see if they find a replay that demonstrates that Vilamitjana's in an offside position. I know they have some different camera angles than what we have. Big moment in this game. I mean,
Massive moment.
for Pitt to go up 4-2 would go a long way towards icing this result.
Especially
we'll see
with
if the goal stands.
Here comes the call. Looks like they're going to allow it. Too close to call or reverse. Therefore, it's a hat trick for Arnau Vilamitjana. And some breathing room for Pitt with now a 2-goal lead.
We'll take a look at it again. It's Sorensen with the service, Oliver with the flick, and Vilamitjana with the finish.
There it is.
Third of the night.
That's got to feel great, not only just for him, but the whole team. He started the scoring tonight with the PK. 8th goal of the year for Arnie V.
I mean, it's no less than he deserves, and I'm talking about over the course of the season. He has been Pitt's best player. He has showed up and scored goals. He has really led them from the front, right? Like, he has been the guy that has said, jump on my back, boys, we're going, come with me. And I think, you know, the biggest problem for Pitt is they don't have more guys like Vilamitjana that's been able to impact games in those meaningful ways. But he has really led from the front, doing it all from the number 8 or number 10 central midfield position. Really fine player from Spain, Vilamitjana. Been a pleasure to watch.
And interestingly enough, his 5 goals coming into this game were all off of headers. Tonight, all 3 of them not off of headers. 2 of them in the run of play and 1 on a PK. Ball stays in on the near side here. That squeaks through back to Moxham. You know, when we talked to Jay Vidovich today, you know, he's lauded the efforts of Arnie V all year long, but, you know, in relation to the question of how being 0-4-1 at this point in the year in conference play felt as opposed to what it was like when his first year he went 0-6 in conference play, it was a much different feeling. And the biggest thing he said was, you know, we have the belief still that we can. And coming into this game, even though Pitt was on a losing streak, he feels, and his players feel and felt, that they could get a result tonight despite being winless to this point, whereas back in 2016 when he took the program over, they were kind of wishing for a result every night for capitalizing on other teams' mistakes. But they have asserted themselves tonight, and it's going to go a long way. And really, this was an absolute must-win for Pitt coming into this game. Being winless in conference play this late in the year, your thoughts of an NCAA tournament berth get further and further away the longer it takes for you to get on the board. And with the opponents they have remaining, Wake Forest come into town next week, and then they go to Louisville on Halloween at the end of the year. You kind of got to win this one, the next 2, and then probably 2 ACC tournament games to bolster a resume that trying to slide in there at the end. Because right now they're on the outside looking in.
Yeah, I think we realize, we know that we've been spoiled with the success of this Pitt team over the last 10 years, and so it is a little bit surprising that they've struggled this way this season. But again, it just speaks to the competitiveness of the conference, that Pitt hasn't been able to get a win yet this year in conference play, and they're going to have to fight like heck to get one tonight. Syracuse is not going to go away easily.
And that road record is glaring at 0-5 And also, the record against the RPI top 100 is 1-6-2 so far this year. This would be a top 100 win if they're able to hold on. Svenby gets treated on the sideline.
But I think, again, the challenges of the college soccer season. Talking about Pitt, a lot of young faces coming into this side this year.
I mean, look at the schedule, though, as well. Play number 1 twice. You get kind of a result. You get a point out of the one against NC State on this field. But how many teams have played Clemson, NC State, Duke, and Stanford in the first 5 of your ACC games? Not many. And then you add on to that Georgetown earlier in the year and Maryland. 2 of those teams are in the top 16 release this week for the NCAA tournament. So with a strength of schedule of 9, if you're able to rip off some wins and go on a run, things could look much different in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, and to your point, I'll finish with this, Kevin, that Pitt's not a team that other college coaches are going to want to play down the stretch, right? So, you know, I'm sure the Wake Forest and Louisville coach aren't necessarily licking their chops at the prospect of having to play Pitt down the stretch. And then the same thing for whoever they draw in the ACC tournament. You know, they're going to be a bear to play against. And, you know, due to that belief and the belief in the squad, they know they can play with anyone.
And Ian McIntyre had the same evaluation. He said there's plenty of talent on this Pitt team. They just haven't had some things go their way. But he said, don't get it mistaken. I don't feel sorry for Pitt and their struggles this year. With the amount of college cups and quarterfinals they've had in the last 6 years, nobody's exactly upset that Pitt is struggling this year. Svenby goes short. This one flicked onto the net by Badore.
Training ground play, trying to get Badore on the score sheet. Yeah, I think the other thing with Pitt is their recent success does really put the expectations high, and so when they have struggled a bit, you know, we are a bit more surprised than we might have been in previous years. And so having that tough start to conference play, I think, does surprise you a bit, because it has become, you know, not the norm around here.
Mensah sends it over. I think these teams are probably pretty similar in quality, David. You know, the results are obviously in favor of Syracuse to this point in the year, and with their 9 points, the wins they have in ACC play are SMU. It's a quality side, of course, but Boston College and at Cal. It's always tough to go across the country and win on the road, but that's not exactly the same type of schedule as Pitt had, where you're at Clemson, NC State, Stanford, getting number 1 twice. You know, the schedule is stacked against you a little bit, and with the inconsistencies they've had with the lineup, it's tough.
Well, it all comes out in the wash at the end of the season, Kevin. We know that.
Here's a ball for Thorson. He was onside. Leaves it for Dahl. A nice poke out. Thorson in space. A shot stopped there by Hutt. The second time Hutt has robbed Thorson of a goal.
Great save by Hutt. Thought Thorson was going to get himself on the score sheet again there. Good build-up play by Pitt. You can see Gilman picks out Thorson. Dahl is able to just thread that through with great touch. Thorson takes a shot, but Hutt is able to get the hand down and push it away. Big keeper, keeping this thing close.
Thorson was looking for his second of the night. Corner coming for Pitt now. Grayson Carter to take it. In swinger toward the top of the box. A header by Logan Oliver. Comes out the other side, and Hutt's going to launch a counter right away. A long throw out for Leibold. Who's going to get there first? It's Svenby.
Yeah, you see just how quickly Hutt got rid of that, how quickly Syracuse looked to counter, how dangerous that is. Syracuse's speed up top. Hutt has made at least 2 clearly goal-saving plays. Both of Thorson. Great play by Hutt. 7 shutouts on the year coming into this game for Hutt, so he's really had a lot of success, him and the defenders in front of him. You know, I always like it when you can bring in a player from the Army.
That's right.
Tough guys.
Nice ball up for Dahl. Now Thorson in space again. And this one stopped there on a nice slide by Garrett Holman, well timed. And another corner coming for Pitt.
And Pitt really streaking forward quickly themselves. Look at this ball through Sorensen, banging it up for Dahl. One touch through to Thorson. And a good sliding effort there. Fortier coming over to stop the clear shot on goal. The Panthers hungry for more. Syracuse being forced to defend strongly.
Carter to take it again. Vilamitjana right at the penalty stripe in the middle of the box. In swinger, header by Vilamitjana, it's loose. Shot there by Gilman is stopped. Another one by Gilman, and somehow that one gets stopped. Hutt gets rid of it. Unbelievable job by Syracuse to stay organized with that flurry in front of the net.
Yeah, it looked like there was a goal there. Carter, nice ball over. Vilamitjana with the initial header. Gilman trying to get around of it, fights his way through, gets a shot off. Hutt saves it right up into the air and then punches away. Hutt again, big time saves.
Out wide now for Dahl on the restart. He tries to keep it in, and he does. He wins the corner. What a stop by Hutt. Just got his paw up and got a finger on that. That was going to the back of the net for sure.
Really putting together a nice season. You can see what makes him such a valuable part of this Syracuse team. Massive performance tonight to keep the Orange in this thing.
Another corner for Carter. This one headed by Thorson this time, and Hutt is there once again.
Look at Hutt getting rid of this thing. He just threw it about 70 yards.
That's clearly the mentality here, especially in the second half, is every time Syracuse has been pinned back, they've been trying to launch a quick counter and get out in space.
Yeah, that looked like the other kind of football, the way he chucked that thing that deep. And Syracuse got some nice looking wide receivers out there that can get on the other end of it.
Wonder if Syracuse needs a quarterback.
I don't know, we'll find out tonight.
Yeah.
I see the little kids from Century have joined the Pitt Ultras down here at the front of the stand. Don't know how their parents are going to feel about that.
Start the Pitt Panther fandom young.
Yeah. I don't know when you get your yellow and blue train driver overalls, though.
I've been trying all year to get you a set, but they're pretty stingy about it. You still have some room to grow, I think.
I know where you get them. It's that bookshop down on Forbes.
So you know where it is.
Not my look, if I'm honest, Wheels.
There's the young lads from Century.
Yeah, see, they're being corrupted as we speak.
They really wanted a shout out. We had to give it to them.
Hey, you love to see it. Young kids coming out watching Pitt soccer. That's how the bonds become so strong. Maybe one day some of them kids will be out here playing.
If I was down there, I'd be asking to beat the drum.
See what's going on here.
More discussion. Busy night for this officiating crew.
Yeah, a lot of reviews.
What have we had, 4?
At least. A lot of close offside decisions. There was the penalty. Not a lot of cards in this one though, so that's been a positive.
It has been physical, but not out of control in any way.
Yeah.
Here's Hutt coming up to head it. Stop Vilamitjana's run.
I had a vision right. Vision of something bad happening right there too, right as we said, like the game hadn't been played in a bad way. I think Lassadon might have just got poked in the eye there.
Well, I think it was the Duke match that he got hit in the face and lost a tooth momentarily. And then he just ran it over to the sideline and kept playing after that.
Yeah, but I don't think you lose teeth momentarily. Like, you can't like stick that tooth back in there.
I don't know how it came out at all when that happened, because it looked like he barely got touched. So it was confusing.
I think once they're out, they're out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think you can get them back in there.
Really? Like, you just jam it back in there?
Well, he ran it to the sidelines and gave it to the trainer, but I don't know what happened after the fact. We probably should have asked Jay about that.
I'm curious about that story now.
Well, we can find out. It's our journalistic duty.
Syracuse keeps looking for ways back in this game. They did right after Pitt had made it 3-1. They got on the score sheet to tighten it up. And Vilamitjana extended Pitt's lead back out. And Pitt's kind of looked in control since then.
And just to illustrate, too, the kind of offensive outburst that this is for Pitt. The shot totals recently have not been good. Didn't have a shot on goal on Tuesday against Denver. Before that against Stanford, I believe they only had 1 shot. And tonight, David, they have 19 shots on the board, 10 of those on frame. And of course, the 4-goal output is the highest of the year, ties the total from the Butler game. And they've been on the front foot primarily in this second half, spending a lot of time in the opponent's box with 14 shots.
Yeah, this has been much more the Pitt that we've come to know over the last few years. They have been here tonight. Maybe they got themselves the break they needed, being awarded the penalty early in this game. But they have persevered and worked. And they have earned their lead here tonight.
You know what else is interesting too, David? All year long, Jay Vidovich has utilized his bench pretty often. And tonight, he's only played 12 guys. Only 1 player come off the bench. And you see there, they've eclipsed their previous total of goals in ACC play just tonight. So Jay Vidovich going with a little bit more of a consistent approach with his lineup tonight. Meanwhile, Syracuse has thrown 7 reserves on. And Ian McIntyre feels like he has 18 guys that could start on this team. Ball up top for Thorson again in space. He's onside, rushing into the box, getting some space from Omese, trying to turn around, finding some space and blocked.
Thorson wasn't able to get the shot off cleanly. Strong defending by Syracuse to not give up on that. Syracuse continues to accept the challenge and make Pitt earn every drop of this result if they are indeed able to see it out. Sorensen again just throws the ball up for Thorson. Syracuse coming back in numbers to continue to defend. Omese able to get the tackle in. Syracuse looking to get their third goal. See if they can inch closer to Pitt. Find a way to get back on level terms in this game. Pitt desperately trying to manage this game, manage this result, this scoreline.
Waning moments of this game, and opportunities are starting to wane for Syracuse to try and get back into this. They've done a great job to battle back every time they've lost the lead. But Pitt able to get a little bit of breathing room on the Arnau Vilamitjana goal just a bit ago. Back in the 67th minute to earn him a hat trick, first of his career. Thorson taken down by Holman. And no whistle, they play on. I think they were all expecting a whistle, they didn't get one. This one's sent out wide, just too strong from Zambrano. So Syracuse came into this game with 4 straight shutouts. Tonight they've allowed 4 goals most of the year. And of course, 0 goals allowed in those last 4 games. Had a streak of 380 minutes without allowing a goal before the Vilamitjana goal to open the night.
Thorson's had some great opportunities. Vilamitjana, of course, with the hat trick. Hutt even making a couple saves to keep Syracuse as close as they are. So a really strong attacking performance by the Panthers. Lasse Dahl's looked really bright. Grayson Carter's done some really good things. Had that great assist on the Vilamitjana goal. Pitt making a couple substitutions now. Looks like Thorson and Dahl are going to come off.
You see Vilamitjana with that first Pitt hat trick since 2023 when Luis Samkow did it. Thorson will exit. And we said it from the top tonight, David, it was going to have to be Arnau Vilamitjana and Albert Thorson to turn the tide for Pitt, and they showed up.
Yeah, they really have, and you know, they've both been working extremely hard all season long, but sometimes you don't necessarily get the payoff for your work. But tonight, both of them got the payoff they deserved, and it looks like they're going to lead Pitt to their first conference win of the season. A win that they've been desperate to attain.
Bordoy fresh into the game, keeps possession. Alex Housekrite is at the top of the formation now. Gets some burn late in the game.
Housekrite's a hard worker. He'll keep up the pace and the urgency that Thorson had in that 9 position.
Badere wins the ball. So smooth through the midfield. Not happy with the official there. It's offside.
Sorensen, he's really been playing a lot of great service tonight out of the back line. Really distributed nicely. I think that's made another impact for the Panthers, getting Sorensen back, but also the Sorensen that we know that can play like that, can distribute like that, provide that kind of service. And he has provided some amazing service tonight.
Yeah, easily the unsung hero of the game. This ball is sent out wide. Syracuse trying to develop a chance there. Bryson Rodriguez. They earn a corner.
Yeah, a late corner and a late opportunity for Syracuse. They haven't given up. They've continued to persevere. think this game might have been different if Vilamitjana hadn't been able to get the 4th goal, but Pitt kept extending the lead and moving that carrot further away from the Orange to be able to get themselves back on level terms in this game. And that man right there, Vilamitjana, if I was giving away man of the match, obviously man of the match. Looks like he's going to get a little break now. Josh Vicek's coming in.
And Vilamitjana gets a nice hand from the Ultras.
Great performance by Vilamitjana. I'd argue he put the team on his back tonight, led them to victory, stepped up to take the penalty, and the success just continued from there.
You see some of the relief on the faces of the Pitt bench as they congratulate him. Some smiles for the first time in a while. Desperately in need of goals and a win, and it looks like they'll have both tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge result. Will give them massive confidence going into next week's game against Wake Forest. For Syracuse, they'll have to lick their wounds a bit, get themselves ready to go.
Yeah, as you look ahead, we mentioned this upcoming schedule for Pitt, where they have 2 ACC games remaining after this, Wake Forest at home and then Louisville on the road, and they really need both of those results to go their way if they're going to try and stay alive in the NCAA tournament hunt. And then for Syracuse, they have a little bit further of a way to go. They slip in a Cornell midweek game on Tuesday coming up, and then North Carolina at home. Tar Heels are number 17 in the country right now, and then at NC State, which is a tough one to finish the year. So those are 2 results that are going to be difficult to get for Syracuse. They sit with 9 points right now. Pitt right now will end up with 4 points after this win. Moves them into a 3-way tie with Louisville, Cal, and BC near the bottom of the table.
Pitt looking to see this thing out now. Syracuse continues to hunt for their 3rd goal. But this second half performance from the Panthers has really solidified this result.
Card issued. Kelvin DaCosta.
Josh Vicek getting one there. I think we know why.
Yep. Little tussle.
Yeah.
Minute left now. So, David, if you're on that Pitt sideline and you get this explosion of goals, I mean, obviously you have the exhale and you can kind of reset now maybe after having such a rough go of it. Not only did they have the offensive explosion tonight, and the output from Arnau Vilamitjana, but it's something that has added to that, though, is it looks like Jay has actually found a group of maybe 11 or 12 guys that maybe he wants to ride out, and maybe tonight's a different story, but developing some consistency. If you're scoring goals with that lineup, you probably want to leave them out there.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things coming together. Whether or not it's too late in the season for Pitt, we'll see. Jay told us today he wished there was 10 games left in the season. I think he feels like things are coming together for them. But, you know, all you can do is play the games that are in front of you. They have this game here tonight. They've won. A couple more left in the regular season and the conference tournament. So you just lay it all out there. Hopefully the guys unlock something tonight and they're able to take it into the business end of the season.
Pitt with their first 3-point result of the ACC season. Arnau Vilamitjana and